Well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we are going to be doing 12th Lord in the 4th house. And what happens when the planet that controls your 12th house is sitting in the 4th house. And as always, if you do not know where your 12th Lord is placed and all your other Lord through houses, for that check out the links here. And check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including all my new other options here. So yeah, I'm here in a beautiful, beautiful Big Bear County in California, hanging out with my family, my niece. It's her summer vacation, so we thought we kickstart her summer vacation with a bang. And so I've been playing a 9-hole game with her and going quite well. I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere trying to get my ball. So I'm like, you know what, let me just shoot a video till she finishes her tee off. She's 80 years old playing golf. So anyway, 12th Lord in the 4th house. Well, what is the 12th house? 12th house represents loneliness. It's a place of isolation, like monasteries, jails, hospitals, asylums, foreign lands, where you feel isolated from people of your own homeland. 12th house is spirituality. 12th house is expenditures, how much money you expend. 12th house is a house of addiction, and it's a house of bed pleasures. So, what happens when this planet goes into the 4th house? Well, this is actually one of the most powerful combinations, because 4th house is a house of your private world, your home, how you are in your home, how you are in your private own psychological world. It represents your home, your dwelling, your mother, people of the homeland, conveniences. And the reason why this is a very powerful combination of 12th Lord in the 4th house or 4th Lord in the 12th house is that this denotes to a very powerful spiritual combination. As in somebody, this is called Moksha Yoga. It's part of the Moksha Yoga. Although Moksha Yoga has to be aligned with the 8th house as well. But this placement shows that you love to be private. You like to be secluded from the rest of the world. You like to communicate with people in privacy. What happens with these people is that they feel that their solution to depression, their solution to loneliness is to be in loneliness, is to be in private world, is to be in the world of, hidden. Because in fact, both of these 12th and 4th house lords are very private side of things. And this also shows, because 12th house represents spirituality, shows that these people practice spirituality in their own home. These are the kind of people who would probably open up spiritual institution within their home. They're the kind of people who would, go into business of nursing homes, taking care of people, wanting to enlighten people in privacy of their own home. And what happens is that these kind of people usually build their home in foreign lands. And since 12th house represents addiction and pleasure, this is one of the places where a person can be addicted to drugs, can be addicted to alcohol, can be addicted to sex, can be addicted to even spirituality. Like, too much of spirituality is not good either. Like, once you're those people who are 24/7, talking about spirituality, talking about the other dimension, talking about chakras and all that, it just gets to you too much. So this can kind of perpetuate. This is like the locomotive of that extreme spirituality. Like, this is why these people rather prefer being in a place like this, in Big Bear, where they can find other people who are as spiritual as them, who are, as deep as them. Because in mundane world, people cannot understand them. They're like, you need to chill and get a glass of beer. You're too much into this stuff. But this is simply shows a person who is very private, does not like to express their emotions out in the world, does not like to tell people what's happening with them, what they're dealing with, unless they have friends or family members who can relate to their 4th and 12th house world. Now, depending upon what planet is controlling the 12th house and then sitting in the 4th house, will differentiate some of these things. So let's discuss that. So if Sun controls your 12th house and goes into the 4th house, well, this is a very beautiful placement for Sun. This is when the 2 Sattvic or 3 Sattvic energies are coming together. The Sun is a Sattvic planet, Sagittarius is a Sattvic sign, 4th house is a Sattvic house. These people are extremely spiritual. They make some of the best gurus out there of spirituality. Their personality, ego, and self-esteem always shines whenever they are, in between people who are of higher caliber intelligence, people who know spiritual scriptures, religious scriptures, people who are able to express their emotions quite deeply. Those are the kind of people that these guys, relate to, and shows that the father was an extremely spiritual person. Either father worked for the government in foreign lands, or father himself was a preacher. Father himself was some sort of a guru. And through him, you understood spirituality. You understand self-realization, like Yogananda. And if I'm not mistaken, Yogananda had his Sun in the sign of Sagittarius, but he was in the 5th house. But it's a very, very spiritual, calm, very intelligent personality and ego. Like these people, they really do not want to have ego. They want to simply spread spiritual knowledge in their life. So let's say if Moon controls your 12th house, goes into the 4th house, these people are extreme researchers of spirituality, occult, mysticism. Their mind is always wandering into the foreign lands. Mind is always in land that, it doesn't exist in this dimension. These people are always researching for mystical books. These people are looking at videos of David Icke, looking at videos of Jordan Maxwell. They're wanting to read about aliens and mysteries of life. They are spiritual, but they are very, very much interested in investigating the truth of mystery, truth of things that are buried underground. So very investigative, private personality who does very well in the field of writing, occult, investigation. These are the people you do not want to be in a corporate field with. They don't belong in a corporate field because they will simply doze off. They will be on a computer and just dozing off to another world. They will not be able to work. They need to be working in a very unique place where they can research, like they can do research work in science, chemists, let's say if Mercury controls your 12th house, goes into the 4th house, this person is a natural communicator of spirituality, natural communicator of sex, natural communicator of addiction. They love to write and talk about, your private inner world. They love to write about that. If they become writers, their stories will be all about addiction and, like the 50 Shades of Grey. Those kind of books they will write. They will try to tap into the hidden side of human essence and human psychology. So these people make great counselor, great sexologist. They make great psychologists, psychiatrists who are working from privacy of their own home. But mainly with this person, they are very expressive creatively in the privacy of their own home. Like if you ever saw them out in the world, you'll be like, oh my God, this person's not creative. But once you go to their home, you see their paintings, you see their sculptures, you see their writing, and you're like, oh man, this is tough, this is deep, So these kind of people, kind of belong in that kind of environment. Now, they also do mundane stuff. Like these people make great teachers, great art teachers, school principals. Okay, let's say Venus controls your 12th house and Venus goes into the 4th house. This is the person who will devote their life to helping the unprivileged. They'll be the people who go out and nourish and embrace people who are suffering, depressed, who need help, who need psychological help. So they can make great nurses. They can make, great servers in hospitals. And Venus here is a very creative planet, remember. Venus is the significance and karka of creativity. And for this is the reason why these people make great artists. They make great actors because they're always working on their art. They don't want to go outside and make. So these are the people who just truly want to devote their craft to art, to culture, to music, or to helping people in the privacy of their own world. They're the people who do not want to show off that, oh, I'm going to be working on this movie, that movie. You see all those amateur actors who are always posting on Facebook. I used to be like this too. Oh, I'm making this movie, I'm doing this and that. While the movie will go nowhere, while their craft will go nowhere. These are the people who will work privately, and they will only show their work to the world when it's ready, when they know it's going to get the mass distribution. They're very patient with that. But they make great nurses. They make great healers with this kind of a Venus. And shows that their relationships and romance happens in privacy. They're the kind of people who do not like, public display of affection. They do not like to expose their loved ones who they're dating just right there. They're always private for a long period of time. Let's say if Mars controls your 12th house, goes into the 4th house, shows that these people are kind of have a lot of physical energy that they like to dispose in the privacy of their own world. These people can be highly sexual and don't display that to the world. These people like to practice yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts from the privacy of their own world. And Mars here can make someone a soldier who goes to foreign places, or a soldier who is devoting its life to protecting the people of the homeland at the border. They're the secret agents, secret detectives who are out in the dark, private side of the world. Nobody will be knowing who they are. Nobody will be knowing what they're doing for the living. And at the same time, these people can also make great wardens in jail. Because remember, 4th house is also a house of privacy. 12th house is also privacy. So show somebody who may work in jail, who may actually get like home detention at one point. If the Mars is in bad dignity, shows they might get home detention. They will have this thing on their knee, as you heard of. Now it's just pretty common. So these are those kind of people. But Mars here definitely shows somebody who becomes a real estate agent in foreign lands. Why? Because I've seen this so many times. Whenever I rent to somebody who was a real estate agent in foreign lands, they either had the 4th lord in the 12th house or 12th lord in the 4th house. Because remember, 4th house is land. And Mars is the karka of land and real estate. Okay. And also, these people make great healers as well, like acupuncturists, surgeons, who have their own practice. Let's say if Jupiter controls your 12th house and goes into the 4th house, it shows natural teachers, natural gurus, natural, spiritual intelligence from birth. These guys love to learn. These guys love to read. These guys love to just discuss spiritual and philosophical things. And as I said, they make great psychologists like Mercury, because Mercury and Jupiter are kind of similar. They're both counselor and advisors and teachers. So they make great psychologists. They make great psychiatrists. They work in a hospital helping patients psychologically. They make great biology teachers here. Because biology teacher, or being in biology, requires you to be in a privacy of a laboratory, experimenting things, looking at bodies, looking at different things. So Jupiter does very well here with that. And this also shows that in foreign lands, these people are able to acquire huge or big houses, beautiful houses. And this shows that the mother was a great spiritual teacher in your life. Mother was the reason why you probably went into astrology, why you believed in aliens, why you believed in certain, things that you believe in your life that are not of this real world. So Jupiter kind of does the whole positive thing here regarding that. Let's say if Saturn controls your 12th house, goes into the 4th house, shows that you were kind of put into a very private space against your own will. Like you kind of had a very disciplined mother who said, you're not going to go out until you finish this. You're not going to go out until you finish that. And what happens with these people, they kind of want to run away from home. These are the people who run away from home and kind of find spirituality as their way to escape the world. Here, Saturn kind of shows them discipline, organization, and structure in their spiritual life by having the harshest life when they were growing up. Now, as much as Saturn can be in a good dignity, and you can have a very hardworking mother who was a nurse, who was a person working in a non-profit organization, absolutely. But there's always an underlining with Saturn. Saturn kind of brings things with delay. So it brings foreign opportunities with delay. It brings very strict gurus, spiritual teachers. It brings you across maybe criminals, brings you across mentally ill patient. Like you're the kind of person who might run into a lot of mentally ill patients in your neighborhood, and you just somehow luckily end up in those kind of places. But once Saturn progresses in age, once you clear your first Saturn return, that's when you truly realize the discipline of spirituality, discipline of being in your own meditative state. These are the people who can meditate for long hours and have the most discipline, more than even Jupiter. This is why Saturn actually is a much more of a spiritual teacher with this position than Jupiter, because Saturn is discipline. It breaks the ego. Where Jupiter builds the ego, gives you motivation. Oh my God, I'm the best guru. I'm the best spiritual person out here. So Jupiter may take you into too much of a positive side, where Saturn just breaks it down to shreds, gives you the reality of spirituality. Okay. So guys, this is my analysis of 12th Lord in the 4th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your 12th Lord is placed and all my other cool options for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time with 12th Lord in the 5th house. And perhaps somewhere here in Big Bear, I might shoot it. See ya.